See how many frames we working with? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we are go. Welcome everyone who may be watching. We're back with more Katawa Shoujo, ready to continue from where we left off last. Let me minimize this real quick so we can continue. Where we left off was apparently Meet Cute is the chapter name. We're an hour and 50 minutes into it, and we are ready to begin right now. Okay. I don't remember. I don't think I read this last time. I actually remember because I didn't sleep at all, and I actually remember. By the way, I have grapefruit because grapefruit is fucking awesome. Except this is humongous fucking grapefruit. I don't think I'm gonna be able to eat all this, but it'll keep me awake, so I'm good. Ugh. Alright, so let's start. Hold up, I gotta check the options. I know I'm taking forever to start. Yeah, music volume is up. Nah. Lily walks beside the wall, letting her cane gently tap against it every now and then. Hanako comes along right beside her, so close that she is practically half hugging her as they go. Although it must make her walking that much harder, Lily takes it in stride. Seriously, every time she does that, I think like she just had like an epiphany, like, oh dear Lord, what's going on? As we turn around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a steam train. Hanako shrieks a little, and my vision briefly goes black. Oh, my chest. Oh, you suck. But nah, it's just like, ouch. Who is calling my phone? I'm good on that. I'm recording, goddammit. I ain't got time to answer the phone. But I do have time to take a bite of a grapefruit. So delicious. Ouch. You bitch. Never mind. Did not mean to say that word. That's basically what I said the last time. I was just like, oh, you bitch. And then he fucking opens his eyes. I'm like, oh, never mind. Opening my eyes, I see a pair of saucer-like green eyes looking up at me. Yeah, she has no legs. Well, she has legs, just no shins or feet. um, they belong to the perpetrator, a short girl who bumped into me and has now fallen down onto the hallway floor. She wears a PE uniform with a very worried frown. The former strikes me as a rather strange thing to have on during a lunch break. More striking than that, though, is that she doesn't have legs. She has legs. See, these are legs. Except, she just doesn't have shins or, ankles or feet. Just these kind of like, I don't know, covers and then a big ass fucking like metal. I don't even know what you would call that. A metal like question mark. Just look at it. Kind of looks like a question mark. Or she does, but they are not flesh and bone. Her Her pale and very much flesh and bone thighs end in shins and feet made of some black metallic or plastic-like material. They look disturbingly artificial and unnatural. It almost makes me forget that my chest is hurting. The girl winces a little, rubs her nose, and jumps up. Holy shit, she just like rose up. She's like, whoop. Oh man. Hey, are you alright? I'm sorry about that, really. Wasn't looking where I was going, and you just came out of nowhere. Sorry. Sorry. It's just like, holy shit, don't be that apologetic. She's looking really apologetic in the hurt puppy way of looking apologetic. I quickly forget about being angry or anything, since hurt puppies are my weak spot. Not for me. Somewhat, I guess. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Ouch. Oh no. I'm gonna die right here, right now. Just gonna drop. Just gonna be. I say that, but there's a stinging pain growing in my chest. I know that this is about the biggest possible danger for my condition. Don't overexert yourself. Don't forget your medication. And most of all, don't get hit in the fucking chest. Try to rub my solar plexus to chase the pain away, holding my breath in an attempt to hear my heartbeat. No, boom, boom. Seems normal. Volume is already all at max. Seems really quiet. Oh my god, this like grapefruit is gonna go like bad if I don't like. Oh no. Hold up. I need to pause and eat my grapefruit. But you know, to you guys, this pause will never have happened. Oh, what the fuck? Ah! Hold up. Oh my god, what is going? Okay, we're good. That creeped me the fuck out. It was like, whoa, whoa, bro, 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 don't blink, don't blink. Now I need to go and find out what the fuck was said. Um, 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 um. Excuse me. Damn, I skipped a lot when that happened. Okay, we left off like right here. Seems normal. Hey, should I get a nurse? The worried, high-pitched voice of the girl snaps me out of it. I stare at her for a few seconds, dumbfounded, until I realized that I probably looked worse off than I really was. Double over myself and looking all tense. Like, damn. Damn, exactly. God damn, my throat was clogged. Hold up. I need a drink. Ugh. Okay, we're good. I'm overly worried about my heart. No need, I'm fine. Managing to say something in response, I pull myself upright, feeling my sore ribs one last time, and take a deep breath. She just knocked the wind out of me, big time, but it's nothing more than that. You sure you're okay? I hit you pretty hard. It's okay. Said I was fine. Nothing's broken. No harm done. That's good. I was... Hisao? What happened? She's not quite up to speed for obvious reasons, but she sounds very worried. More than what the situation deserves, really. Someone just bumped into me. Nothing serious, just winded. Sorry, it's my fault. I was just going to get some stuff and I was kind of in a hurry. Oh, I was in a kind of a hurry. A kind of a hurry? Isn't it just I was in kind of a hurry? Again, logic. No question. Logical, like, spelling? No question. That someone here is Emmy, isn't it? The little girl coughs quietly and shovels her plastic or metallic feet, looking down at them before saying anything. Hi, Lily, Hanako. I guess the girls know each other. Do please try to be more careful. You might be sturdy enough to endure these sorts of accidents, but there are people who aren't. The girl blushes and starts to fidget nervously, like a little child caught misbehaving. So cute, I find myself smiling. Okay, now I can get out of the text fucking history. I know that. I was just look how short she is. It's just like short, medium, large. I gotta go. She usually had my head and promised to help with the printouts, but I went running instead. Sorry, but I've got to change and everything. Off she goes. Gone. Just like that. Poof. Oh, God. The cold. It sucks. Sorry for only uploading like one part today, but I've had a lot of stuff to do. Plus, after work, I took a long ass nap, so it was kind of inevitable. In the grand scheme of things, it was kind of inevitable that only one upload today. But promise I'll make it up with 3 next time, or I might actually do 2. I don't know. Depends how far I get with this recording. Before any of us can say a thing, Emmy has already bolted away, leaving the hallway eerily quiet. Does that kind of thing happen often around here? And then she just shift. Nobody walks; they just slide. There are more rules in Yamaku than usual for running in corridors, but that really stops Emmy. It seems. She shakes her head weakly and offers a slight composed smile. I don't think there's anything we can do to stop her, I'm afraid. Shall we be off then? And then they just fucking vanish. Love logic. Lily heads off along the hallway and Hanako hurries after her. The route to the room the two use for tea is fairly simple to retrace, being still fresh in my mind from yesterday. Lily and Hanako quickly go about the business of making lunch. Before I can even open my small bag of food, Lily's busying herself with her thermos and tea bags as Hanako is setting out both of their lunch boxes. So this is what you meant by coming here almost every day? Yes, Hanako and I usually have lunch here. It suits both of us, so we ended up using this room regularly. After seeing Hanako's reactions to me over the past couple of days, I can understand why that is a boon. That and Lily being able to get some quiet away from her class as well. I take my seat last after Lily's poured the tea for us and sits down. The more time I spend with these 2 girls, the more I think they're a perfect foil to Misha and Shizune. Even without a voice, Shizune is direct and brash, and Misha seems to get along with everyone. On the other hand, Lily is soft-spoken and relaxed, while Hanako seems to be the shyest girl I've ever met. So how are you faring at Yamaku, Hisao? You seemed a bit flustered before. Apart from getting lost every now and again, and being crash-tackled outside my classroom, fine, I guess. Just, yeah, I'm good. You looked pretty hurt before. Are you really okay? For a brief moment, I considered telling Hanako and Lily about my condition, but then I hold it back. I can't tell why, but for some reason I feel uncomfortable talking about it to these relative strangers, even if they have been pretty friendly. Yeah, nothing. I was just a bit startled. Judging from the 2 girls' expressions, I don't think that they're buying it. But in what I assume is their way of respecting my privacy, they don't press the matter. I suck at reading. This is a truth and a fact. I guess that is one of the unwritten rules around here. Don't ask. Even if people's conditions are obvious, like Hanako's, there's still bound to be a story involved. Everyone has things they don't feel comfortable speaking about, and I think everyone here recognizes that. So, how long have you been in this school? You both seem to know your way around pretty well. Well, I've been here since the start of high school, but only moved into the dormitories a year ago. Apology. Times two. Hanako joined at the start of high school as well, and moved to the dormitories when she did. If memory serves me right. That's right, since high school. So you've known each other since then? Since I moved, yes. Hanako lives next door to me, so it's only natural, right? Right. Yeah, of course. Living next to someone is probably reason enough to befriend them, though I'm guessing that Lily's blindness played a part in it as well. Can't imagine Hanako easily making friends with someone who has to deliberately avoid looking at her scars. With the immediate conversation dried up, we start to eat our lunch. Transition. It isn't long before the bells are signaling the end of the break. Like me, the girls pack up their lunches as efficiently as they set them out. I guess I'd better be off. Are you going with Hisao, Hanako? Hanako looks up at me, and for a second I can see that she is considering skipping class. Maybe just to avoid walking to the classroom with me. So shy. It's alright. I'll get it. I'll get it. Don't worry. Yes. I don't know what to think of it. Hanako really is delicate to the point of breaking if looked at in the wrong way. Makes me a bit nervous too, but I push the feeling aside, trying to be as natural as I can. We should hurry then. Class has already started by the sound of it. Lily gives a nod of farewell as she bends down to take her cane, Hanako and I filing out before her. We walk quickly down the empty halls to our respective classes. As we reach the door to Lily's 3-2 classroom, she turns towards me. Hisao, thank you for sharing lunch with us today. My pleasure, Lily. And with that, we part ways. Lily entering her classroom and leaving Hanako and I to make off to our own. She's still looking like she wants to run away. So, do you really want to go back to class now? Yes. Okay then. I feel like I should say something more to her, but it's hard to come up with anything that would be appropriate and safe enough. And Lily was right. The more time we spend out here, the more explaining we have to do. I open the rear door to the class and walk in. The teacher looks up at me and opens his mouth to say something. However, as Hanako follows me in and closes the door, he simply nods to us and continues his lecture. This is the third time that Hanako has had her truancy practically ignored. There's definitely something going on here. We make our way to our seats and notice that Misha and Shizune are both missing as well. I wonder if there's some form of informal agreement with the staff, or if it's a perk afforded to the unique students of this school. Trying to make it as little disturbance as I can, I extract the relevant textbooks from my bag and start catching up. Class goes on quietly. Teacher seems like an okay person despite the weird first impression I got, and the material is relatively interesting. However, the way he teaches is really bizarre, as if he expects that everyone is a natural genius. When the final bell sounds, I realize that there is still a lot of time left in the day, and I'm left wondering what to do. It's odd, at the hospital I had 24 hours a day of free time, but here, filling the considerably shorter hours feels difficult, and holy fuck, loud ass music, god damn you. Everyone else leaves and I'm left alone with the teacher. Matao is examining the assignment sheets we were working on earlier, marking them with a red ball pen. Raising his eyes from his papers briefly, he notices me and furrows his brow. What is it, Nikkei? I jump at him addressing me, but I guess it's natural to spark some conversation since there is nobody else around. Nothing. Thinking about what I'd do after school. Teacher slowly puts the cap on the pen he is holding and arranges his papers into a stack, clacking it against the desk twice. Seems very methodical, and for a brief moment I'm reminded of Shizune, but the teacher is more unhurried and relaxed, much more routine. You have no plans? No, I consider joining a club, but don't know what kind of club would interest me. Go observe a meeting of someone else's club. Might pique your interest. I guess. But I don't know how to continue from there. Matao looks at me in a way that makes me quickly want to take the words back to avoid a conversation, but I can't. I have to forge ahead. I just don't know how to deal with people. I mean, the other students. I'm talking to people and everything, so it's not that I'd be isolated or anything. Just don't know what to think about the disabilities. It's like it feels that I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them, and it's weird to ignore them. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Famous words, man. Oh shit, get a cough. I'm alright. Teacher scratches his cheek absent-mindedly, looking very unresponsive. These things are only an issue if you make them one. You can talk normally with someone even if they are blind or something. Try to look behind the superficial. There's not a single student here who isn't just a normal kid behind whatever they might seem at first glance. He says the same thing as Yuko did. I know they're right, but it's hard. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness, when the only way to communicate with her is to talk through Misha? Or Hanako. It's not like you can ignore her face. Oh, trust me. You can find ways. But I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming open. Teacher! Oh, God. Misha crashes in and is straight in the hand with an enthusiastic greeting, her voice loud and lively enough to wake the dead from their graves. She starts towards the teacher's desk with her bouncing step, hands energetically swinging with the rhythm. Like, seriously, this is the most happy-go-lucky chick, and she is literally the most annoying. I can't stand her. But later in my when I was first playing through all this, later, I regret saying all that. Not gonna say why, though. I just know that it was good for Hisao. Matao, visibly dismayed at the interruption, and Misha, in general, slumps in his chair. Just, oh God, not this. Not her. Anybody but her. Come on. Ugh, Mikado, God damn it. Misha stops in her tracks and looks around cluelessly, as if she's sensing from his tone that something's wrong, but has no idea what. Yes. We have talked about volume control before. Yes. But she doesn't lower her voice at all, and the teacher just rubs his eyes. So what is it? We need help. We're running out of supplies for the festival stands. This is a distress. She waves a pink slip of paper she's holding around. So, go get more supplies from the art room. What's the problem with that? Plywood. Plywood is always the problem. Last time we wanted more, there was only a little, but that time we just took it all and went with that. Now there's like none left there. So do you know where there is some? I don't understand. How would I know? I'm a science teacher, not an art teacher. Shi-chan, I mean, the president thought that a teacher would know if there is plywood. Was she wrong? Matao looks like he is in great pain, frowning with his entire essence, and Misha doesn't get it at all. Looking at the two of them communicate is terrible. Like looking at a man being tortured by drilling his skull open while blasting pop music at full volume at the same time. Kind of like... that's actually kind of one of my expressions, you know. It's just like torturing myself by drilling a hole in my head while listening to terrible fucking emo music. I'm afraid I have no idea if there is any plywood in the school, let alone where it would be if there was any. Oh, what should I do? Perhaps try to find Mr. Namaya? I think Namaya? I I don't know. I'm going with Namaya because it sounds more fun. Quite sure he would know where to find everything you need. You'd have to pry them from his cold dead hands, but that's a different matter. I don't have time. We're so busy. It sounds wrong, Misha. She holds her head with both of her hands, looking as despairing as it's possible for a person like her. Without even noticing, she crumbles the note she's holding against her hair, which apparently is made of concrete if it crumbles. I shouldn't even be fetching these things. There's so much to do, and we're all falling behind the schedule. Tao looks at her gravely and then suddenly smiles. Smiling doesn't really fit his face, but I think it'd be better if he didn't. I wonder if you could get some temporary help. He switches to staring at me focusedly with a hard expression, as if trying to say, go make some friends. I don't want her as a friend. She's fucking crazy. Guess I can give you a hand. You can? Thanks, E-Chain. You are really nice. She pauses, does a double take, and then points at me with her finger, yelping, ah, and looking very puzzled. Come to think of it, what's He-Chan doing here? Class is over. You should be having fun. That sounds wrong as well, considering what kind of story this is. We had a little chat. Oh no, it's not detention, is it? Are you in trouble, He-Chan? No, I am not. Is He-Chan in trouble, teacher? No, he's not. Get the fuck out of my fucking presence. Batao sighs deeply, and I feel that I have to help Misha to get her off the teacher's back. So what do you need? Here's a list. I can try to find the plywood from somewhere if there's none of it in the art room. She offers me the note she's holding. I take it, hesitating a bit. I said I'd help you, but this has no implications on whether I'm joining the student council or not. Aww. Still, thanks, Ejan. Try to be quick. We are in a stall building streak now. We must hurry, hurry, hurry. Then she bounces out of the classroom. I just, imagine her just, putting her feet together and just bouncing out of the classroom. I don't even know, somebody that would be in an asylum or some shit. Just boing, 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 boing. Leaving me and the teacher looking at each other with something that feels like a silent agreement. Well, there you have it, Nakai. You have something to do now. Please, please don't sound so smug. Looking at the list with the number of items ranging from paint to plywood, all written with small, neat handwriting that is undoubtedly Shizune's, I have a sigh. I'll be going then. Waving the long list limply at the teacher, I exit to the hallway. Just, man, look what you made me have to do. Now I gotta go look for this shit. The classrooms closest to ours are designated belonging to classes 3-1 and 3-2 on the right side and 3-4 on the left side, each door looking exactly the same. Further down the corridor, still with identical doors, are rooms that I didn't think were used for classes. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. It's a classroom, but seems rather badly kept or not in use. Am I in the right place? Desks and chairs are all around the room, a thin layer of dust settled on them. There are some easels in the corner, so at least this looks like the right place. The room is flushed in sunlight from the big windows, shadows creeping all over the desks. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making the beams of light almost visible. Joking, I call into the empty room. Anybody? Oh, something catches my eye and I stop mid-sentence. Another fucking character. Well, another one of the main ones. She has no fucking arms. Sitting on the desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform, with a fork between her toes, a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. The odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands, but her presence here is what takes me aback even more. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in a corner very still, but I still somehow took her as part of the furnishing or a statue at first glance. Not being too observant today as a whole. The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with her huge eyes like a rabbit in headlights. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. That sentence sounded wrong as I'll never do that again. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence and trying to think of if I should. This weird stalemate keeps us both stunned into silence, punctuated only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically. Hello. The girl stuffs the forkful in her mouth and now is staring at me expectantly while chewing. This is a bit awkward. Hello. I was told to pick up some supplies from here for some festival stalls, I think. I didn't think there would be someone else here. Ugh. Times 3. Apology. There isn't. That's why I came here too. She picks up another forkful. Doesn't that mean you're here then? Alright, quick note. This chick is a mind fuck. She will blow your fucking mind with the random shit she talks about. She raises her eyebrows as if she was suspecting my observation was false. You are pretty observant. I guess it does, but who are you? The girl is pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nakai, Asao Nakai, 008. Nice to meet you. Nah, I'm joking. Just transferred in on Monday. I just realized I made that joke twice. I'm Rin, Tezuka Rin, Rin Tezuka. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. That's very nice. Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. Kind of bothers me. Joking about these matters doesn't feel appropriate at all. Well, I'm trying to figure what's appropriate and whether this girl is. She seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her food. Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind me, I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are at the back. Go right ahead, but lunch? School's over for the day. What word would you use then? There's no word for a meal you eat after lunch but before dinner, right? Bothers me very much too, but I don't really know what I should say. I don't think you are supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with. I do. But I'm hungry now. My delicious box of lunch would go to waste otherwise. I have curry. It's very delicious. Curry is fucking spicy. I like it. With much decisiveness, Rin once again picks up the fork between her toes, and with at least as much impoliteness, she points it straight at me. So, Nakai, what brings you to this place? Like I said, I was told to look for these things. No, the school. From outside, you look fine. Is your problem inside? I come to a full stop, opening my mouth but not getting a word out. I thought we were gonna have another Hanako moment, didn't you? I can guess. I'm good at guessing, better than most people. Rin cuts me off before I can answer her question, or skirt around it somehow. Just skirt. just fucking. Nobody's gonna get that reference, but I do. So fuck you all. I don't know which I would have done. I froze in front of this issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition. Or maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up. I do get the feeling that not making issues of this is a part of the social code here, as the teacher said. I wonder if the people here could relate. Probably not any better than any normal person could. I can't relate to Shizune's circumstances, or Lily's either. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin keeps considering that my condition could be with an overtly contemplative look on her face. She puts her fork between her lips and leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. It's not. And if it was, I'd be like, who the fuck wrote that there? Beam of sunlight illuminates her face and from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side. Don't think it's anything in your head. Something in your guts would be boringly ordinary. Like this lunch of mine, and less delicious. Problem must be in your pants. What? You did not just question my manhood. She basically just questioned it. This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement and the sheer lack of tact it was delivered with catches me completely off guard. I think I might have reeled back even physically as Rin's eyes widened in revelation and astonishment. So I was right. There's something wrong with with your tackle, isn't there? No, there's not. I don't think I need to say anything more than that. But if I need to, I will prove it. He is still partially in shock, but recognizing the need to reply something, I spit out the first thing I could think of. No, nothing like that. I have a heart problem. Arrhythmia. I said it. More like blurted it out. But I said it. The girl in front of me purses her lips together and glowers? Yeah, glowers at me, looking very disappointed. How boring. Trouble in the pants would have been much more scandalous. I bet you would want to be scandalous, wouldn't you? What's with this reaction? I'm sorry sorry to let you down. I forgive you. Just, I collect people, and a person with, that kind of problem would have been really great. Collect people? People with different problems. So you just, go around asking people what's wrong with them. Pretty much. I see. With little left to say, Rin resumes her lunch and the conversation dies away. But I keep thinking about what she said. Or what was said, I think. It's the first time I told anyone else about my condition. All the other people have either known about it already or heard about it from someone else. Or didn't need to know about it, like every other student here so far. Should I have told it as a natural part of introductions? Is it expected of me? Hi, I'm Asao. I have a very serious heart condition. Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? No, that's a very bad idea. Don't do that. As if our disabilities would define us. What a disgusting thought. Or maybe this Tezuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance opens the study written from the corner of my eye. Her hair is burnt auburn, almost orange, and cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. Why? What does having no arms have to do with having long hair? I don't get it. There isn't a weight issue with hair. Hair doesn't weigh that much. The boy's uniform and lack of arms it should be makes, but I'm not gonna question fucking spelling right now. Make her look very thin, almost scrawny. She's not particular. I can't fucking read. Particular. Oh my god, I'm fucking up so bad. Fuck that word. You know what I'm trying to say. Pretty, except for her murky green eyes, which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs, even when she eats. The distance and the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep wells. She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. However, I can see how this sight could discomfort people, especially while eating. Makes me feel a bit uncomfortable at least. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? I keep searching the cabins and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable, so I try to force some conversation out of this strange girl. So, do you always eat alone and this late, or do you get the occasional visitor? Visitors? Maybe you're my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof if she's not horsing around. Horsing? She likes to do sports. Oh. And that's all I can think of to say. You fail. Both of us fall silent again as Rin forks the last bits of her meal to her mouth. I look down at my haul and double check it with Misha's list. It seems I have everything except plywood. So I think I have all the things now. That's very nice for you. Don't feel obliged to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. You need to do whatever you are going to do with that stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping. See, she's so straightforward with everything. It's just like no boundaries. Not sure what to make of this, but Rin looks serious. She is. That's the funny thing. Even if I did, think I have to be going. I I'll catch you around, Azuga. You can call me Rin. Feel that our relationship is at a point good enough to warrant this much. I was already turning to make my exit, but she draws me back in. Fine, then I'm Misao. Then you are. Rin looks at me hard in the eyes, but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. She blinks a couple times and can't figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere. See you later, Hisao. There is something like a tiny smile there on her face. Maybe. Quietly back out of the room, as I shut the door in front of my face, I whispered to myself, what an intriguing person. From inside, I hear a muffled sing-song voice. I heard the at. Oh, Jesus Christ! Misha? I'm going to slap you, you silly bitch. Well, what did she hear? I jump at a sudden appearance of Misha, who I had not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow she had gotten to jumping distance of me without making a sound. Creepy. It briefly reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about a global feminist conspiracy, but I pushed that thought aside. Shizune, standing slightly behind Misha, looks aloof as she couldn't have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention, but Misha is visibly excited. No, wait. More importantly, who's in there? There's no club meetings today. She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here? You took so long that we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, He-chan. Don't talk to me that way, you fucking... You know what? I wish I could turn my cursor into a hand right now and just... Dush. Dush. She wags her finger at me scoldingly. I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you are tardy. Don't talk to me that way. Makes me feel sad. Oh, sorry. Got the things here. I'm just going to bring them. I think you were up to some mischief, He-chan. Who's in there with you? I wonder. Misha signs something quickly to Shizune, pointing at her own ear a couple of times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door into the classroom I just left. I can only imagine the shock she is experiencing. With Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by sleeping on top of it must be too much to bear. And indeed, she stares at Rin, frozen in place apart from the slight but noticeable trembling of her shoulders, from suppressed rage, I'm sure. Instead of blowing up, Shizune just takes a few deep breaths, adjusts her glasses, and slams the door shut, turning to sign furiously at Misha. I'll slap you too, bitch. Don't tempt me. Maybe she did blow up, but I can't understand it. She shoots a very loaded stare at me, too, as if it was somehow my fault that Rin is sleeping on one of the tables. I hope she's not getting any funny ideas about the reason for my tardiness. Look, nothing happened. I swear. Okay, maybe a little bit happened, but not much. She just kind of questioned things. Hello? Rin's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks to realize she might have trouble opening it. I open the door to find Rin directly behind it, looking at us with a half-interested, half-sleepy face. Yeah, she does look sleepy. Hello. I think you already said that. Miss Tezuka, what do you think you're doing? What do you think you were doing? You absolutely are not permitted to use school property for such disgraceful activity. Sure is suddenly very crowded in here. Didn't know I was this popular. It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune slash Misha's scolding, so they have no choice but to drop the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulder, points at Rin, and makes some quick signs. Popularity aside, please don't do that anymore. Anyway, how is your project going? Will it be done for the festival? Rin looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure Shizune's cold stare is putting on her. I keep wondering about that myself, too. And? We'll think about it harder. As Misha signs a reply to Shizune, her face turns into an unsatisfied frown. Miss Tezuka, please try to take this seriously. It'd be a disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch onto it. I should slap you for that. That's not nice. If I could reach into this computer right now, I would smack the shit out of you, Misha. You too, Shizune. You need to lighten up. Rin nods assertively. We'll think more seriously. See, she is just like a mindfucker. She's like, what is she talking about? Misha actually giggles at that, but Shizune doesn't. Not even after translation. She just shakes her head, takes the materials from me, and takes off with Misha in tow. Rin frowns thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo. How rude. I agree. It's true, though. I must finish my project before the weekend. There will be dire consequences if I don't. Don't even worry about it. Just write "fuck you, Misha and Shizune" on the fucking wall, and I'll just be like, Rin is not here. I'll hide you in my closet. End of the world as we know it. Like weekends usually are, but more dire. Much more dire. Maybe I'll postpone my nap to unforeseen future. I'm about to ask what project she has and what are these apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back into the art classroom. Do you have nothing to do? Would you give me a hand? This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it. She kicks lightly at a huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. Heavy. You weak-ass motherfucker. Need to work them abs, man, and them arms. Yeah, sure. We need to take it away. With that, she takes off to the hallway, me and the paint can following since there's so little choice for either of us. The hallway is quiet and empty now, with Shizune and Misha gone, so we, too, leave towards the stairwell at the other end. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps, I have to change the can from one hand to another because the thin handle cuts into my palm. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Rin strolls on beside me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching, or maybe I am walking weird because of the extra weight. Seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his fox-like grin. This dude. Ah, Mr. Nakai. What a happy coincidence. Tezuka too, of course. He nods court, courtless, courteously, I think? Yeah, courteously. To Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me because obviously it's me who he had some business with. Shit. I need to take a small break so that I can maybe make some real food because that grapefruit does not fill your stomach. But to you guys, this pause will have never have happened, so it's all good. We are back, and I have ramen. I've decided that basically this has already gone longer than usual, so I'm going to just say that this is going to be my apology for not uploading 2 videos today. I am uploading one big ass video right now, but not right now. I'm going to do a little bit more. So I actually have to bring up something before we return so I can watch the timer. And we are in business, motherfucker. So let's do this. Return. There's something I forgot to mention on Monday. I nod and wait impassively because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about this interruption either. So about your medications, since you haven't been that long on your current medications, there might be some unexpected side effects, which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. So we will do a few tests regularly, but what I'd want is for you to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headache, anything, and come see me if something happens. Alright. So how are you? Everything fine? I give up and drop the can on the floor before answering him. Apparently this takes still longer than my biceps can handle. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too. Teachers and students here. My parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school, except this school. That's cold, man. This is a small school, and both the student base and the faculty seem to be very tightly knit. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. And this is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. Un momento. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway. That's great. Also, one other thing. My sources tell me that you've been at neither the school track nor the pool. So I'd like to know if you have taken up exercising as I asked. Fuck, I forgot to do something. I actually have to pause it one more time because I have to go get a drink and I don't want to just let this sit. So I will be right back. Okay, we're good. Got my drink. Yes! Hold on, I'm gonna take a sip. Okay, I'm good. Sorry. My sisters tell me that you've been at neither the school track nor the pool, so I'd like to know if you have taken up exercising as I asked. Of course I haven't, but his way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I should have been running my ass off on the track since the very first day. You had people spying on me? Not as such, I just happen to know a few people. But that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it. Well, I was actually doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise. I pick up and lift the can up and down a few times, like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down on my arms painfully. Stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, then comes back like it was never gone. Tezuka, would you give us a second? God, do you have to get that close? The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Rin's permission, which he didn't need in the first place. It drags me aside. When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand that you are still on your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything, like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on? Maybe. That's it. I just thought that'd be a funny answer to give. That's why I immediately clicked on it. The choices were yes and maybe. And to be honest, the yes answer, I'm not ready to go down that path. I want to explore what would happen if I went down a path that I had no idea what would happen. Because I forgot everything that happens. So, yeah. Maybe. No, I mean, he gives me a nasty sort of look when I say that, making me try to take back the word. I mean, I don't know. I'm still trying to get used to the school. I promise I'll try, though. You're not being very convincing there, so. Tip number 1. Medical professionals are not amused if you take their advice lightly. What's up with him? As if a day or two would make that much of a difference. Didn't do anything at the hospital either. Yeah, okay, sorry. He studies me for a moment and then shrugs, smiling again. Okay, that's more like it. Okay, Geen, you can open your fucking eyes, man. I know we're in fucking like Japan or China or no, we're most likely in Japan. That's anime central. But you don't have to keep your fucking eyes closed. Open them, I said. No, I'm joking. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation to you if you want to jog a bit. Consultation? See you around. He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer, and I walk to Rin, who has been waiting, idly leaning against the hallway wall and staring at the pale lighting fixtures in the ceiling. Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off them. Are you getting medications for your heart thingy? Were you listening? Comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out on her. But even so, I didn't really want to start talking about it. I just met her, don't know her. It's not her business. Nurse seems to be happily ignorant about confidentiality, too, talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, is it? I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty, but Rin is just staring past my shoulder. I could never pronounce this word. I thought it was like quizzingly, but it's like quizzically. Yeah, quizzically. Or quizzically. Nah, it's quizzically. Her head tilted like a bird's. Just, mine. Sigh. I don't know why this is so hard for me, but it feels like there's some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're from my heart. Will they make you better? No, not really. Just make me a little less worse. Rin keeps looking at me for a while longer, and she neither says anything further nor displays any kind of emotion I could discern. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to all this. And that is where we are going to stop. Sadly, but truly. So I will see you guys in part 5. This has been an hour long special for you guys. I think it's been an hour. I'm not sure. I hope it would be an hour. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in part 6, which will be uploaded sooner, later today even. So I'll see you guys then. Peace, people.